Hi everybody, this is Kenny Day. Welcome to the Urban Bike Assault channel. It's late September here in New Orleans, and the psycho heat of summer is finally backed off. We're back in Uptown New Orleans at Audubon Park, and just like our first Urban Bike Assault, we're going to meander through Uptown and end up in the Lower Garden District on the LGD. But today we're going to take a different route. In our first Urban Bike Assault, we went down Britannia Street, parallel to St. Charles, above Audubon Park. Today, we're going to stay below Magazine, or below Audubon Park, and basically use Constant Street to get to the Lower Garden District. Hopefully, show you some interesting sights along the way. Now, we're on what's called the Fly, behind Audubon City. And behind me is the mighty Mississippi River. It's a nice, quiet Saturday morning on the river. And on the other side of me are park facilities. I'm going to turn the camera around. Here's what's called the Fly. When the weather's nice in New Orleans, this is a great place to be. And there's the old Lectric Xpedition ready to go. Got my water bottle on the front. And we're set up for an Urban Bike Assault. All right, we have a rare sight. We're at the end of Chompatula Street, and we are observing a medical helicopter land at Louisiana Children's Medical Center, LCMC. How interesting is this? Still hear the helicopter in the background. It's still setting down. We're at the end of Chompatula Street, which is the closest street to the Mississippi River. It goes all the way into downtown. It's a busy commercial street though. So we're gonna pop over one, get on Constance, or one of the other streets that's parallel and a lot quieter and safer for a fun Saturday morning. I've stopped for a second. We're at the corner of Constance and Calhoun. You'll notice this old brick wall and this beautiful brick structure behind it. This is technically part of LCMC now. It used to be a mental health hospital or old hospital here in New Orleans. And there's a little bit of local lore that goes along with this place. If you're into conspiracy theories, there's a book called Dr. Mary's Monkey, written by a local New Orleanian. The book manages to weave in the Kennedy assassination, the attempts by the CIA to get rid of Castro, and a couple of other interesting things like the growth in cancer rates. It's a really interesting story. Why A-list Hollywood stars have not turned it into a movie, I have no idea. So let's get moving. Okay, we've crossed over Louisiana Avenue. We're back on Laurel. Now, technically, we've entered what's called the Irish Channel, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we get into the over across Jackson Avenue into the LGD. Some more interesting New Orleans history. This building that you're looking at is now a condo building. It was once a Jewish synagogue way back in the day. Check out this gargoyle on the exterior of the building. Very cool. Over here, we're on the corner of Jackson and Chippewa. You'll notice construction going on. Look at this gorgeous oak tree, a few hundred years old. In fact, there are two of them. This building is either infamous or famous, whatever way you want to look at it. There was a politician in New Orleans, William Jefferson, who was caught with a lot of money in his freezer back in the day. Before Katrina, this was a hospital. This was the vehicle that the congressman used to bilk money out of the taxpayer via some sort of Medicare scam. Katrina ended that. His indictment ended that. And since Katrina, they've tried to turn this into a condo complex. They've had more than one start at it. And this time, it looks like it's going to happen. Be very interesting. Again, this oak tree is absolutely gorgeous. All right, we are on Josephine Street in Lower Garden District at St. Alphonsus Parish, St. Mary's Assumption Church. This is a beautiful church. If the door is open, we're going to take a look in. I'm going to Mass here at this church. This is also the location of Father Seelos Shrine. Father Seelos' attempts to get him beatified. If you're Catholic, you know what that means. Show you that. Again, lots of interesting history. So I doubt these are not the old days. Yeah, the church is not open. So these structures are tied to, in the 1800s, a canal was built from Lake Pontchartrain deeper into New Orleans called the New Basin Canal. Irish immigrants dug the canal. Many died. It was dangerous, hard, hot work. Yellow fever, typhoid, malaria, things like that. Now we're going to turn this corner and we are going to take a look at the St. Alphonse Church structure. I'm going to give you the best shot I can. There's been efforts for many years to restore this church. You can see the fencing. I've been inside and seen some of it. But here's the interesting part. Why are these two churches across the street from each other? Well, back in the day, the German Catholics went to this church and the Irish Catholics went to St. Mary's. They did not go to church together. There's also a high school there, Redemptorist High School, Redemptorist Catholic High School. My mother remembers that in the 50s. You'll notice the renovation going on here too. I stopped for a second to show you some of the redevelopment in New Orleans. This is part of Hollywood South. These are all brand new buildings that were built after Katrina. Second line studios. I arrived back in New Orleans in 2007. None of this was here. This was all derelict. Check it out. Pretty interesting. Alright guys, we are going to end today's Urban Bike Assault at the corner of Magazine and Arato. And one of my favorite New Orleans places. This is French Truck Coffee. They're a micro roastery, and this is the original location. It's been around New Orleans a long time now. It's actually pretty famous. I think they serve their coffee at Commander's Palace Restaurant. They have many locations in New Orleans and outside of New Orleans as well. They also sell their beans in the Whole Foods here. Across the street, this is a bar called Barrel Proof. Back in the day, this was called the Bridge Lounge, and it was a dog-friendly bar. Pretty cool, wonderful area of the city. I'm gonna have me a coffee and then head home.